What up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. You're tuned in to our Black Friday episode. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Welcome to another Black Friday. Okay, fellas, today's episode, man, I heard comments by two Trump supporters. The first one being Charlie Kirk, white guy, and he's a Trump supporter. And he's the president and founder of a conservative, of the Conservative Turn Point USA, some kind of show or whatever he has or whatever. And the other Trump supporter is Candace Owens. I'm sure you guys are familiar with her, black yes. female. Mm-hmm. And she's also a conservative political commentator. So I heard something where Charlie Kirk said that if he's on the plane and he sees a black pilot, he's going to think to himself, oh boy, I hope he's qualified.
Oh, it's cold liquor. Come on, man.
Now, Candace Owens, she said, and I'm paraphrasing here, she said that she would be terrified if she got on a plane and she saw a woman pilot.
That's another. Oh, that's another one.
Yeah. And so I find that interesting that both of them would make a comment like that.
Right.
Now, Candace Owens, she went on to say that even if she see a commercial with a black person, a Hispanic person, or an Asian person, her thought process, she's quickly going to think that they're there and they got the position on commercial because of DEI. Mm-hmm. Now, you guys know what that is, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Diversity, inclusion, and what is it?
Diversity, equality, and inclusion.
Equality and inclusion,
Okay. Yeah. And so she's going to automatically think that.
Right.
So I got an issue with that because not so much with the white guy, Kirk, because I think that white people are going to always question whether or not we're qualified to do a job that they think requires brain power.
But see, here's the thing. They know we can do it.
Yeah,
that's just it.
We've proven it over and over and over again. We've proven it over and over again.
They just racist.
But I think that some white people, they think that if you're in a position to be a doctor or a pilot, some position that requires a higher level of education, they're going to question whether or not you're qualified in it, you know? And so I got an issue. Well, let me rephrase that. I do have an issue with anybody thinking that of a black person, right? Mm-hmm. But I expect it from some white people.
Right.
Yep.
But what really boils my blood is when black people question the qualifications of other black people. Mm-hmm. I got a problem with that.
Well, sometimes, and I understand when you say you have a problem because it shouldn't be, questionable, but sometimes the way an individual, maybe do business might make you wonder what their qualifications are, and what areas are they truly qualified in. And I just say that because it's not something that this is coming from something that I would know. If I feel like this about this person, it's because I know something. You know what I'm saying? That would make me second guess doing any kind of service or work with this person, But I just think, it's not cool in some points and certain situations, you probably really have to look at stuff like that.
I mean, me personally, if and when I do see a black person and that has a high position, it's somewhat uplifting to me. But I have seen in the military where a person had rank, and I've just from me dealing with them, I question how the hell did they get
This
position.
right. So it's a
So
lot
I
out
can
there
kind of
like
understand that only because I've dealt with it. But initially, upon me seeing somebody with a high ranking position or having some power, again, that's uplifting to me because that's something that I can strive for. So I on one hand, Freddie G, I can understand how and why it would upset you what Candace Owens said, but at the same time, I can kind of understand. I don't know what position she was coming from when she made the statement, but like I said, just in my dealings, I can understand. I would, if I interacted with that person and they seemed like they weren't qualified, that's the only way I would question it, not just upon me on site.
Now, I'll say this: both stories are terrible, right? But I think what's missed in Candace's is not only was the girl she was talking about of the same color, or was she black?
Well, in this case, and
it was a female.
The comment about the pilot, she didn't mention race. What she mentioned was gender.
Gender. That's what I'm going to say.
Whereas the white guy, he mentioned race.
Yeah. Candace. Well, I normally agree with her relationship views only. But I don't know what she was thinking, because how you going to go... You a female.
You know what she was thinking. Candace been thinking like that since we have known of her.
I mean, because she's a female, and you're going to talk down on your own?
Yeah.
So K Money, I want to go back to something you said. And I understand where you're coming from when you mention interacting with an individual, but you use the military as an example. So let's say that the person that you dealt with was a chief or higher, officer, chief, and that person may have said or did some questionable work that or in conversation to you, and you're like, what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
But here's the thing. In regards to making that rank, they did enough to qualify because you had to take tests.
Right.
You have to take those tests to make the rank. So did you factor that in when you had those thoughts? Or is it just that, okay, you couldn't cone us? That don't make sense.
Well, I did factor that in, because you said, they do have to take a test, and I can think of one individual, hell, I don't even think this motherfucker could read. So I just couldn't see him passing the test to make that rank. And the rank that they were, he had to take several tests, he wasn't,
And you have to take a test to get into the military for you to qualify for your job.
Unless they got, drafted. So this brother probably got drafted, but, it was questionable.
Okay, so what I did was I wanted to break that down to the statements from Candace to Charlie. I wanted to break that down to a lower level. Here's what I mean by lower level. Meaning people that we may deal with every day. Or we may know somebody that deal with these people every day. Or there's some particular stereotypes that's associated with particular race. Case in point, the nail shop. Going to get your nails done. Now, we know that people who go get their nails done, a lot of people who go get their nails done, whether it's a male or female, most of the time they're going to Asian shops.
Yep.
Facts.
But I'm sure that there are some black nail shops. Why do you guys think the Asians, their qualifications in cosmetology, because that's part of cosmetology, right?
Yes.
Their qualifications in cosmetology are weighs heavier or better than a black person's qualification in cosmetology for doing these nails. We don't even know if these damn nail people have fucking cosmetology license.
Exactly.
So why do you think?
I'll say this, and I don't know. Some people may call this racist or whatever, but when it comes to a specific industry or a specific item or something that I'm buying specifically, say if it's Chinese food, I want Chinese people cooking my Chinese. If it's Mexican food, I want Hispanics or Spanish people. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean,
makes sense.
So nails,
Yeah.
they've been known for doing nails.
You want the
So
Asians to do
I want, because they've been, it's not that I'm gonna be honest. If I see anybody and a black person cooking barbecue, I'm going to buy the black person's barbecue first.
This is crucially racist.
No, it's not racist. I'm just being honest. It's because that's our specialty. That's what we're known
okay.
for.
So-
We're known for soul food.
So here's the
I'm
thing.
gonna buy the black. Would
So-
you buy black person soul food or would you buy Asian soul food? I'm just being honest.
Black person.
That's what I'm saying. So Asians, they have been known for doing their nails. I'll probably go there first.
What-
Now, if I hear that if a black person is doing nails, I'm going to try them, and if they're better, I'll stay. But for the most part, I'm going to immediately go Asian because that's what I know. That's what everybody knows.
I agree with you. I've actually had an opportunity to patronize a black-owned nail salon on more than one occasion, and that's just to support, my own. However, I found myself going back to the Asians.
See?
But the service actually was a little better, and it was slightly
It's
different.
more professional.
I have to agree. It was
Yeah.
definitely more professional
Yeah.
at the black owned. But I'm not gonna say job wise, the Asians were better. I just think it was a mental thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
and less expensive.
I agree. I agree.
Okay,
I agree with you.
So again, did you actually question the credentials of the black owned? Did you think that when you walked into the black owned, did you think to yourself, "Ooh, I hope they qualify to do nails"?
No, most of them, they have their licenses posted up. So once I see that, any thought of not being qualified actually goes out my mind.
I have another thought too. It just popped in my head. It could be convenience, and I'm gonna tell you another story. My best friend cuts my hair, right? He give me the best haircut, but he lived way on the other side of town. I would rather go to him. However, where I get my haircut is an Asian place. Plus, my best friend, for real, it's an Asian place, twice as less than my best friend, twice as less, and much closer. I could walk. If you notice, it doesn't matter if it's food, haircut, nails. They're right where in the hood where it's convenient. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
Corner stores,
barbecue spot.
Yeah.
good corner store. I don't know no Chinese. I told you I ain't gonna eat no Chinese.
So
barbecue. I'm not-
so when it comes to food, and you say
everything food.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you think about corner stores, nail shops, what else they own? They own a lot. They have a lot of different businesses.
What I'm mentioning is your comment about the foods. If you this type of food, you want this type of person cooking it. This food, you want this person cooking
right.
it. But when you limit black folk, or you question the credentials of whether or not they can cook a certain type of food, then you're putting them in a box. Because what if they went to culinary school and able to and have the credentials to cook all types of Italian dishes?
Well, I'll answer that. Right now, I do Jones to go. Ooh, Jones is a black name, right? And she cooks everything: Chinese, Italian, whatever I need, any type of food I need for meal prep, she cooks it. That's Jones to go. You can look it up on Facebook. But anyway, and And I've been meal prepping with her for 4 years now. So it's just when I'm eating.
Jones, we want to check from you for that free press.
Right? So I eat, and she cooks everything. Doesn't matter what nationality. So if I try you and you're delicious, it doesn't matter if you're black and you cook Chinese or you cook Mexican food. I will try you, right? But I don't, just like you said, mentally, I just can't see a Chinese person cooking barbecue and then selling it. It just don't go together.
You were referred to Jones. What made you try Jones?
To go?
Yeah, you were referred to him.
I tried.
If they had a restaurant and you knew that they cooked a different type, like you say, Jones sound like something black. So if you saw a restaurant driving by and they said
Jones
Italian or Chinese,
right,
you wouldn't stop.
On the Jones, if it said Jones to go and said Italian, no, I wouldn't have.
So I'm asking, how were you referred to him to make you try them?
You know what's so funny? It was Italian food that I got. They made some King Ranch chicken. Ain't that Italian?
That don't sound Italian.
King Ranch. It's like a lasagna type with chicken though, and that's what I actually ate of hers. That's the first thing I ate, and after that, I was like, man, can you cook this, this, and this? So, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't have stopped if it said Jones to do and it was Italian.
That's kind of hypocritical, don't you think?
Well, I said I would try. I didn't say I wouldn't give it a chance ever. I would try. And if it's delicious, I will go back.
But if they had a restaurant, you wouldn't even give them a try, is the point I'm trying to make.
You're right. I wouldn't. Unless I heard by referral.
So let me ask you guys this. Not to put you on, this is really truly not to put you on the spot. Mm-hmm. But you have a black dentist and a white dentist and an Asian dentist. Who do you guys think? And you had 10 people in line to have service. How many goes to the Asian? You got 10 people in line. How many goes to the Asian? How many goes to the black? How many goes to the white? And all of these people in line are black people.
Ooh, can I break up the ratio first?
Go for it.
10 people in line, I say 7 Asian, 2 white, 1 black. That would be my ratio.
Okay, money.
I'm going to think, you say everybody in line is black, right?
Everybody in line is black.
You know, the patience of black folk, they gonna go to whoever they get out of that quickest. You know, so but the Asian would probably be the first one.
Break down the ratio.
I'm gonna say 4 of them will go to the Asian, and the others go next. Then they'll go to the white man. Black will be the last one to fill up.
So about 2.
Yeah, 4 to the Asian, 2 or 3 to the white guy, and the remainder going to the black guy, dentist.
Okay. Slash.
Yeah, I say 3, 3, and 4. 3 to the black, 3 to the white, 4 to the Asian.
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah. What you say?
I think that 2 to the Asian. I think maybe 1 or 2. I'll say 2 to the black, and the remainder to the white guy.
Now try doctor.
Now
it flips.
Yeah, I intentionally stayed away from doctor.
Okay.
That's why I said dentist.
Not dentist. Okay.
Yeah, they not really doctors.
Yeah. So I say that because I think black folks are conditioned to think a certain way and to think that we can't do specific jobs. Now again, notice I led off the show with Charlie Kirk's comments, and then I went to Candace Owens, and I mentioned in Charlie Kirk's comments, I expect some white people to think like he thinks, but it boils my blood when Candace Owens and people like her say some of the things that she say. I think that we're conditioned to think a certain way. And I think some of us, not all, some of us who think a certain way think like they want us to think. I think that that's unconscious. I think that we really just kind of follow suit, and we're programmed. And so, before I get to my black facts, I want to say this, and I've mentioned this before, but it's really important. If you got an A student at Harvard, an A student at Texas Southern University, TSU, and you have a C student at Harvard University, and they both are pilots, that A student, even if he's black, and that C student, and he's white, just because he went to Harvard doesn't mean that he's more qualified than the A student who became a pilot from an HBCU. But some kind of way we tend to look down on our people. And I think we're programmed that way. Some of us are programmed and we're unconscious to it. And I'm saying us because I'm included too. There are things that I'm kind of programmed and I try to wake myself up from it, and to try to do things different. So I say we because I'm included in all of this. Right? We got to do better when it comes to how we look at us. We got to do better. So with that being said, I'm going to segue into our black fact you can't take back. So today's black fact is about Bayard Rustin. Now, he was a black political activist and a prominent leader in the social movement. Rustin was a gay man.
Yeah.
And because of him being gay, he was always kind of behind the scenes and making moves. But here's something that we all are aware of. And when we think of this particular day, we associate this particular day with Martin Luther King. And that is the March on Washington. Well, that gay man put that together. And he was the organizer. So shout out to the Rustin family. He's currently deceased. Well, he's now deceased. But that's our black fact you can't take back. Peace. This concludes another dope episode of Black Friday. Tune in tomorrow for Music Monday. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and follow my YouTubes. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, the only way we grow is if you let them know.